All right, well, we just can't get in on time.
No.
These teams are not correct either. We were trying to figure out who was on the team, and it turns out the match had started.
It's like
So
me,
we're gonna
it's like
update
me
that.
in junior high and high school. I never got there ever on time like I would always get. And, and back then you could get away with that. Now I think I'd be pretty much expelled.
For the record, we were supposed to start at 2:30. These guys are just go-getters. So
we're
ignore
starting
McNerney
early.
Lofgren. We're getting the names from McClure right now.
Yeah.
But Lambropoulos and Granger. What?
We're trying to make sure we're getting the right last names because we're gonna change them. This is gonna be cool. You'll be able to see the names change on the screen at the same time. This will be kind of cool.
Tanaka.
So yeah, Tanaka on one side, along with. Yeah, that's right. And by the way, Alex Lambropoulos back on the stream, along with the ubiquitous
The Grange Rover.
Yeah, the Grange Rover, Mitch Granger. Dad, we like to call him now, just because he just had his first kid. Scotty, cute as a button. Oh, what a shot. Yes, and he has not lost it, even all through the birthing process. You notice that?
Nice.
He's not lost it. Let's just do that one. We're still going a little bit. We're making sure we're getting all of it done. And I think okay, that'll be the first game right there. And I think that was a fault.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. So Lambropoulos and Granger are up one low, one love. But until we get all of the names up there, I think it's union regulations. I cannot stop the music. I don't think I can. Please don't stop the music. Nobody ever remember that song from? Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Good.
Great song.
Excellent. By the way, you know what? I didn't even say this the first telecast. I know, broadcast live stream. When we had Alex Lambropoulos going, he had some kind of electric shoes, and he turned them on. I think he turned them up because those are beautiful.
All right, we got a last name. It's Gerber.
Gerber, phenomenal. Gerber's got some skills too, man. But anyway, we are back here at, for those of you who just don't know, and I can't believe you can't because we've been, off and on the air for the last 4 or 5 hours. We are at Export Country Club in lovely, historically landmark-laden and significant Highland Park, Illinois.
Relevant Highland Park,
there we
Illinois.
go.
Hey, boys, how's it going? What'd I miss?
Coach McBoogie. Matt McClure made it here. Cal Noble also along with you here in beautiful Highland Park. How was your trip? We were asking. Everything was cool?
Oh, yeah, no, it was awful. Yeah. Anytime you get stuck commuting back in a rainstorm in central Illinois, of course, when you have to be somewhere by a specific time,
yes.
It really the universe will throw all obstacles in your way.
Yeah, I get
with reckless abandon.
I've given up. Trying to get there on time. I usually try to do that anyway, as Cal will make fun of me for that reason. Apparently, I have a different preference because I want to be on time. But anyway,
nice. It was, I'm glad to be here. This one is particularly entertaining. Team Nationals.
This is cool. I've never seen either Tanaka or Gerber play. I would swear I'd seen Gerber before.
They're a team based out of D.C.,
okay.
And at the level that we're currently doing here at Exmoor, it is a 0 to -5 PTI.
So they've got
in order to balance all this stuff out, they basically take the 0 to -5 roughly PTI players that sign up and sort of segment them off into their own kind of randomized teams, so to speak, in a little bit of a capacity. So if you, we'll drop a link in the chat so you can check out the live scoring, but it's essentially a group where they do a round robin.
Yep.
And, it's the All-Stars and the Michigan Shores Wait List and Taylor's Pub and the Redeem Team and the Washington Battle Team. So there will be a little bit of variation. I'm sure it's, a little bit Chicago heavy, both because of location and just number of players, but it's a pretty awesome event.
Well, Mr. Tanaka, I'm not familiar with him at all. I've seen Mr. Gerber before, now that I mentioned it, but from a tennis perspective. I just know who Randy Gerber is. From a tennis, I'm assuming that's Randy Gerber. by the way.
Good move
I'm not
there
sure.
by
Maybe
Alex.
it's Randy Gerber, maybe it's not, but I think it is, right?
Little blitz move.
His first name is Randy? Okay. Probably in a very moderate sense, he's going to be spectacular.
I would totally agree. Yeah.
We already got bamboo shoots all around, so let's face it, it's going to be spectacular anyway.
Yep. One of the interesting things about an event like this is always that there's a little bit of energy preservation required, because
Correct.
not only are you, competing a bunch of times in a round robin format, and then there's potentially 3 rounds tomorrow as well,
Right.
once those scores are
Right.
tabulated. But I bet there's a little more of a pressure to go and hang out with your team, especially with everybody traveling, into Chicago and it being team nationals and whatnot. It's a little
I
bit
would say
less
a
go
good
off and do
social
your own
time is
thing.
had by all, Coach, I want to say.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question about it.
Yeah.
And one more time, we are at Exmoor Country Club. If you haven't been watching, we had the first 2 matches. Unfortunately, had an injury kind of shortened the first one.
Yeah, that was too bad. I talked to Danny Oakes at lunch, and I said, that was a desperate
One of the
attempt
best
to
dudes
get off the
on
live
circuit,
stream.
man. I love Danny.
Like,
Such
if
a
you
nice
don't
guy.
want to be on camera, you do not have to blow out a calf. You can just say something to me, and we'll do a different match. And he was like, no, I was feeling the pressure. I had to get out of there.
I say we can't be bought, Coach. I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
Yep.
Not going to be having it. It's all right. So Gerber and Tanaka with another game, and they take a 2-1 lead here in the first set. I'm trying to think. I was going to say it is. I think it's actually perfect paddle weather. Although technically, Cal, it probably would be a little warm. It's not warm because it doesn't feel warm to me out there, but it's a little warm for paddle. So
Well, can we get? I feel like we should also just mention the fact that Lambropoulos and Granger used to play together all the time.
So they're very
in tournaments,
familiar.
Yeah, so they might take a second to warm up, but these guys are. It's going to be a great match.
Awesome.
And you were saying something about the weather, but
no, I was just saying
really
it's. I mean,
interested in
let's
what you were talking
let's
about
check
because
the
I just,
temp.
I don't really.
Let's check the
just don't
temp
really
and the
care
wind
about the weather.
direction
I mean,
and
it's just,
and whatnot. I mean,
it's just-
people are going to think there's something wrong with the audio, man, and I'm the audio guy.
Well,
What's all that interference? Who's that talking in the background?
it's only fair after the video
50
fiasco that was this morning.
I know you're don't get insecure about that and try to sabotage the audio just to make it pretty much on the same level. It's 52 degrees, 54 with the real feel. I was going to say the wind chill, but it makes it funny when you say it that way. So it feels colder than 52 to me. I'm just saying. I mean, and I'm an older guy. The thin skin, the thin skin, and I can't keep the circulation going. As I said, I like to go into the corner, rub liniment all over myself, and just go to bed. Whoops.
I think for Christmas this year, I'm going to go aahead and get you a double XL Snuggie, since you're so cold
Double
all the
XL
time.
is the nicest thing anybody ever said. Because I don't think double's going to do it. Just so you know, and even if it has what they call, Far East sizing or something, it's still going to be in the triple digit or whatever.
In that category, yeah.
I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
Put your bunch of X's in front of it.
Ooh, that's a
I
great
love the-
drive out of that spot.
absolutely.
Tough location, kind of up right on.
And you know
Alex
what?
Lambropoulos' shoulder.
Lambo almost improvised a nice drop volley, by the way.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot. This is a fun throwback. Mitch and Alex were tournament partners for a year.
Yeah, Cal was just mentioning.
Actually, longer than that. Probably closer to 2 or 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, something like that. So they're very
That was a
familiar with
no-ad
each other's
point.
game.
Mind you, I probably should have announced that.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
That was
no ad
malfeasance
scoring.
on my part.
No ad scoring to accelerate the process a little bit here.
A lot of underhand serving here going on, Coach. I don't know whether that's like a fad, It's like
Fad?
You don't do it.
I don't know how long this. If the underhand serve lasts longer than Beanie Babies, I'll eat my hat.
The Sock Monkey Museum is just down the street.
Yeah,
I just
you're
wanna let
right.
you know that.
Long Grove, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't wait to miss it.
Nice. Cal, come on. You know, we're trying to garner new sponsors and stuff, Cal. You're not going to get anywhere with that. That's true.
Are you under the impression that we're going to get a sponsorship from the Sock Monkey Museum?
I'm looking for a sponsorship. How about that? We have wonderful sponsors, which we probably should announce since we've already kind of gotten into the cast of the CPTC live stream. Chicago,
Sean likes to do a point and read. Yeah.
I do.
I love it that you just played it in the middle of a point. You're just like, yeah, here's all our sponsors, everybody.
Wintrust Community Bank, and then, of course, the ball machine of all ball machines.
I'm pretty excited that we
the point just ended.
Even having the opportunity to get as many matches as we are on the live stream, because I think this is just going to be a feeder now that we're in the afternoon part post lunch, where it's just kind of like, okay, first court open goes to the next available group.
Okay, I don't know if this is still the you got 40. You got left 40. Okay, never mind, Cal. I'll shut up. I didn't know if you had it. Didn't go over. Wow.
I guess Alex Lambropoulos is not familiar with home court advantage, because otherwise that would have dropped.
If you're one of the old teaching pros, I used to teach with Hayes. Trying to go over the high part of the net, very difficult to do.
It was a little deep, I think, on the underhand serve. So 3-2.
Yep.
5 games in.
Might have been a good time here to put the sponsors' images on the.
You got it.
Fine. Ooh. Anyway, but what we were talking about, technically this would be warm weather paddle. Kinda.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't feel that way, but I just feel like there's a little chill out there, but technically if you can't see your breath and we're out there playing, could be considered warm weather platform.
I think anything where you start to get above 40 starts to kind of feel like warm weather paddle, especially in the spring. It doesn't feel like warm weather paddle when it's October and you make the first transition to sub 40.
No.
But when you've been, playing while it's 20 degrees and then all of a sudden it's 45, you're like, whoa, look at this ball jump.
Maui, University of Maui. I was just trying to think of the warmest place I could think of.
Lambropoulos really does a nice job holding his roller, and he can pick different targets, right? It's tough to read. He sets up in kind of a neutral position, and then he can swing it around
like
in
a Harry Potter
areas.
book.
Nice.
Tough read.
It's a tough read.
There you go again.
Great
tough
serve
read for
from
you.
Mitch, going
Look,
right
all
at the
8
nick.
viewers agree with me.
Look, if there's one thing about J.K. Rowling's books, I don't think people call them a tough read.
No, they should.
No.
Fine, Cal. I'm not sure.
Oof, that serve really jumped up out of Gerber's strike zone quick. That was a tough ball to adjust to.
It was.
If you want to get really technical, the Harry Potter series is just Star Wars with a weird lightsaber. I mean, that's all it is. It's almost beat for beat in the entire story.
And Hermione, of course.
Yeah. I mean, he's being raised in a different place by people that aren't his parents, and they don't want to acknowledge his background and history. But then he, gets tracked down by somebody who knows what's going on.
I just want.
Then he has to go to a different older wizard in order to learn all the right things.
That's true.
It's the whole.
And you know what?
It's
technically Dantooine. You're right.
He's going to have a platonic female friend who is interested in his, best friend, the plucky comic relief.
Doesn't turn out to be his sister, but she may as well have been,
In terms of the beats, I'm just saying there is not a lot of difference.
Technically, she turns out to be Luke's sister, so.
Yep.
Am I wrong? I mean, it's just
there's
that's
a little.
very good parallel
I guess
there.
there's a little. I guess it separates a little bit in terms of the parents don't turn out to be
nice get,
evil.
Alex.
But, nice try.
No, you're right. And the other thing is, I kind of wish I had seen Harry Potter earlier in my life because I was living under the stairs as well. At the time. I'm just kidding. That would have been fancy.
He was there.
Fancy breakfast.
Speaking of magic,
Randy Kerber.
if a team plays together really well and knows each other, you start to have these the moves that the team makes, like you're seeing Mitch and Alex come up with right now, where they're adding all this pressure with the blitz. It's just because they know each other's game and they trust each other, where if someone goes forward, they're going to be able to knock a return down or put the ball low enough where it's not going to get them killed. So they play with a lot of confidence in those moves.
And I see Randy Gerber. First of all, he's got some skills. It's a great shot. Again,
Nice return.
I was mentioning it. Very underrated on the backhand
Ambolones.
side is Lambo, Alex Lambropoulos. His forehand usually is one where you see he'll just sting it, but he can rip a backhand, and his location is excellent, as you just saw.
Yeah.
Because he's got a very compact backswing when he needs it. Like pretty much everybody on this court can hit any shot. But I'm just saying sometimes you just kind of forget until you see Alex play that, wow, you just forget he can actually do that if he needs to.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tools.
So they take a 5-2 lead. Granger
He's the world's
and
biggest tool.
Lambropoulos.
No.
Nice.
He has
Okay.
the world's biggest tools.
Wow, we are definitely into the 3 o'clock hour.
My favorite part
We're not. It's 2:40.
is how that
on the
was
East Coast, maybe.
That was the ever
Half the
important
team.
7th game. I think we can all agree how critical
Yes.
the 7th game is.
And actually, we've gotten to this stage, and I think Cal will back me up with this maybe. But we've gotten to this stage the last 2 matches where people get to 5-2, and you're thinking, oh, this set's going to be
They're
over.
rolling.
And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
some momentum swings.
Not actually fair.
Okay.
If we're at 5-2, there's a 50-50 shot someone pulls a calf, or there's a comeback.
Fine.
It's exactly a
either-
50-50
you know, you
shot.
gotta
Either
bring up-
goes 3 or
You got to bring up the medical.
there's a
stuff.
match-ending
All right, fine.
injury. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not disagreeing with that, Cal, but I'm just saying.
Statistically, that is.
Okay,
what we're
so
looking at
Danny
here,
Oaks
so-
is the statistic you were looking for.
So
the
who-
Sequoia.
Yeah, he thinks the Oaks
That's a great
for the
forehand on the
married
screen
mix
there.
should go with the
Tanaka.
team name Sequoia.
I think
Well, I think
anything you
his-
can do to make that event fun
He
with
just
team
looks,
names is the way
he
to go.
plays tall. Am I wrong? He plays taller than he even looks, Danny Oaks. He really.
Oh, yeah.
Because he looks 6'6".
I think it's because he
Sequoia.
just has perfect posture. I don't know.
That's
You know what?
true,
That's
he
probably
does.
it. That's a nice dig there by Tanaka.
Oh, what a move.
Oh.
That was absolutely the right play. He read it perfectly,
Sure
and
did.
it just drifted a little deep.
So, but this is as you're mentioning, I guess both Randy, or Mr. Gerber, and Mr. Tanaka are from D.C.
Yeah, that was what I was told while I was outside. I hope
Gotcha.
it's good information. But Danny Oaks is the one who said it, and he might already be on painkillers. I don't know. If there's a chance.
Yeah, I'm not even coherent if I take anything at all.
I mean, on the upside, I feel like I
What
need to
again?
mention, just like I told Danny, that there is an Illinois Bone and Joint,
Yes.
less than a half mile from our current location.
Yes,
And perhaps he should go hit up the urgent care.
for sure. Except,
Well, Danny Oaks' wife, who's also a tournament player, happens to be a
Yeah,
physical
physical
therapist.
therapist,
So he's taking care.
For Illinois Bone and Joint?
Yes.
I don't know that.
Well, then it doesn't count.
By the way, for those of you who are thinking this
Ooh,
way,
tough.
Illinois Bone and Joint is an orthopedic clinic. It is not a dispensary. Because some people are like, "What? Well, I want to go there."
That's too.
I mean, I'm not saying
the amount
they
that
are.
have popped up around
Yeah,
us
right.
lately is kind of insane.
Are we talking about IBJR or are we talking about dispensary?
No, the
Both?
dispense. Yeah,
Both?
I mean,
All right, fine.
they're
I
both
think that's-
everywhere.
Honestly
Okay.
speaking, there's a bunch of IBJIs
Hold
around
on.
too. It's amazing.
Set number 1
That's it, and we're gonna take a
No,
little break.
goes to Mitch and Alex.
It's
Yep.
got, it was.
All right, yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Let's hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Want to see how Volley can transform training at your club? We've got a great offer for you. Gather 30 of your club friends, and you'll get a free 30-day trial of Volley. Experience firsthand how Volley's trainer can help everyone improve. Increase reps and track your progress, all while training smarter. Don't miss out. Visit getvolley.com and unlock your club's full potential with a 30-day free trial.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute is the best choice for orthopedic care. Our walk-in ortho access clinics provide treatment by orthopedic specialists without a trip to the ER. With evening and weekend hours, we provide your family with excellent care when it matters most. Visit ibji.com to find an ortho access immediate care clinic near you.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust. Different approach, better results.
Countdown? No. Oh, no, countdown.
3, 2,
Look at that
1.
way. Nice.
Keep track of score for me. I'm doing something.
Okay, fine. That's
Thanks.
fine. That's absolutely fine. You know, back at Exmoor Country Club, every club, and this is just my opinion, and of course nobody really cares, but the point is, every club I think should have a slogan. You know what I mean? Like they'd probably have some type of a tagline. Midtown, I was mentioning earlier, way back in the Stone Age when I was a lad, when the dinosaurs roamed the land, Midtown had a slogan. It was Midtown, we bring out the best tennis player in you. Just like J-Lo, we do. Yeah. And so I was telling a story where I was working the front desk actually as a high school senior because I had pretty much no reason to go to class. And I would find a place on the screen where I could put something other than we bring out the best tennis player in you, and I put ... And if it isn't readily apparent, we will beat it out of you.
You guys know what the score is here?
I'm going to say 15-all.
We are still, it might be a little deeper than that, but we are still in the first game.
Really? I don't know. It feels like we've only played 2 points, but anyway, so.
I mean, you could be right.
Bring it back. That's, you know what, and I'm not very often, so you're well within your rights to assume that I am not.
Well, we also, we didn't come back. These guys got started faster
way quicker than we came back.
Than we came back
Look
from
at
the
that
commercial.
shot.
So
Labrablis going up the line like that.
great dig.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
Awesome,
tough. A little
man.
stretch.
Yeah, we were much
game,
deeper
so
than
we
that.
were much
That was-
deeper. Credit to
So that's
to
one
McClure.
game. Limbropolis.
How do they score debates,
Granger.
Coach? Credit to McClure.
No, I don't think you were wrong. I just think that they got
No,
started
say it.
so
Oh, no, he
quickly
was
wrong.
wrong.
Wait, how
I'll say it.
many different ways can I be wrong? I've been wrong every way.
I can be wrong all the ways I want.
I'm just saying.
We got Jason Love in the booth.
Jeez. What size are you? I'm just
4.
looking at J Lo's shoes. Really? What size are you, Jason?
A ladies 7.
Okay, we'll try some of the brand that I will not mention on the air because I am representing
That
them.
should not be named. That shall not be
And
named.
it's not really a
He
a
caught
platform
enough spin
tennis anyway.
and seam
He sure
in that
did
one
there.
simultaneously.
He just dropped like a stone, baby. Dropped like, well, I was going to make some really bad reference there, but I'm just going to leave it alone. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Team Nationals is an incredible
Yes.
event. Over 700 competitors combined across the country. The women's is being played right now in New Jersey. And obviously, the men's
It's a backhand volley
here in Chicago. And it sounds like Chicago and East Coast alternate hosting the men's and the women's
That's
events
right.
every other year.
That's
so
right.
it's an incredible undertaking for the APTA to put all of this together, and it's really cool
many
to
teams?
see the PTI.
How many teams we got this year, Jason? 77 teams, 500
Jeez.
players. I mean, that's massive.
Yeah,
If you think about that, that's
Yeah.
massive. And so,
And that the-
Mike Raleigh and company taking this thing on.
yeah. The success also of the PTI system that sort of allows it to happen, right? Because this was
That's a great
not
point, too.
attainable
You're right.
without some type of ranking
Oh,
system
Dink.
in the past. Because every
Did he call it?
I
Only
don't
counts if he
I don't
calls
think
it.
he called it. Yeah,
Got to call the doink. Jason Love in the booth with us, reminding us of
Doink.
the rules.
must call the doink. Yeah, so a big shout out to
30-15.
everybody working on the PTI system
Oh,
to allow
no doubt.
something like this, because
Good
every
hands,
league is
bitch.
so different that it would be impossible to, rank everybody in order to do anything close.
Oh, yeah. I got to say, I'm very impressed with Gerber and Tanaka. Just literally skill-wise, always hit pretty much everything's percentage, and they've got, they got every shot. Need to drive it off the backhand side, need to roll it inside out. Everything you pretty much need, they both can do.
Yep. I
So-
do think Limbropolis, Granger have a lot of advantages here. One, that they've played together for so long.
yeah.
Two, that these are basically home
That was
courts.
just smart on Randy Gerber's part. You're right.
Home court advantage here. Mitch plays here all the time. Alex has played here a ton. Just being around Chicago as opposed to traveling is
Oh, yeah.
probably comfortable.
Mitch getting involved with that forehand volley.
Nice.
I know we say that on the court when we're coaching. Hey, look to hit a backhand volley, maybe let that one go. At a certain level, though.
Yeah, especially if you're helping your partner out right on a first volley. If you can make that move, and they're only going to thank you.
Exactly. Yeah.
to make the assist.
Yeah. Why not make a first volley inside the service line easily rather than trying to get there? Although Alex is well within his capability of doing that. There's no question about it. Exmoor. I'm trying to think. No, I was thinking about a slogan for Exmoor. I mean, when I say serious one, I mean I'm not necessarily in the thank God in the marketing business because I don't think one I'm bright enough and two.
Exmoor. What dreams are made of.
See, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
So talented.
Exmoor. Taste the rainbow.
You know what? What's funny about this one? Exmoor. Yep. Just yep.
Exmoor. They're magically delicious.
Yep. Or that.
Ooh, great lob.
Exmoor.
Oh, jeez. Mitch
know.
comes up with the redrive off the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all about the simplicity of something like that. Yep. Or my favorite is I know. Yeah. Exmoor. I know. All right. Good enough. That could be negative.
Exmoor Country Club. I'm loving it. None of these are copyrighted. We should be writing this down.
All right, so you watch the rollers, like maybe this one. Look how he goes toward the player or even at the player. You're going to go hard. Again, not to get instructive, but that's how you'd actually want to handle it.
I think you could be instructive.
It's going at a player.
Great move.
It's a super volley.
Jeez.
It's a good thing it didn't get over there. That was going to be hard.
Almost a great dig, but it was this read here from Alex to shift and hit that volley so that it dies off that kind of side low beam.
Oh, yeah. And you don't want to use your bright lights out there. Right. Oh, look at the tomahawk kind of running tomahawky overhead. That was stylish, man. Randy Gerber, RG bringing it. That was amazing.
The running tomahawky overhead. I bet that's not a shot
Tanaka's
name that's going to
tell you what, some
catch on.
sneaky pace on that thing, man. Huge. Boom. That's vintage McGruber right there. Mitch Granger with
nice
the
cut. Good.
you know what?
See, that's just from those guys playing together for so long.
Yeah.
Where Alex holds his ground, and I would have been bailing out, feeling like my partner's caught off the net, and instead he stays, knowing that Mitch is just going to place something low in front of them.
I'd have been cowering in the corner probably just
with your paddle covering your vital organs?
No, cover my face and vital organs. I would take two of them over there. When nobody was noticing, I'd just grab another one.
In the split second between the shot, you'd grab a second one, get into the corner.
No, I just put it in my pants. But anyway, so take it out. That's a terrible thing. I know we got to watch this stuff, and nice. I was the one saying it's after hours.
Yeah,
I should, take a little bit.
You're going to get yourself in trouble with the internet. For those of you getting completely tired of us being on the mic, we were supposed to have Jason Love for the second half of the afternoon, but he was an alternate on one of the teams.
He's
and
talented.
Now with Danny Oakes hurting himself, he has been called in to activate for the matches. So,
Wonder Twin Powers.
Yep.
Nice lob.
And I'm starting to get offended because I'm sitting right here and they didn't even ask.
Well, they're definitely going to ask you before they ask me. Or Cal, maybe.
Oh, right off the camera. What a get. Nice.
The flip over the shoulder. Oyo Show. That's actually a great shot right there. You look at the read
that's a good move
from Mitch, and they read it as well. Kind of collapsing in the middle there, kind of knowing where.
I'm really liking the way that Gerber and Tanaka are defending here.
Yep.
They're not letting, these kind of moves bother them.
No.
And even, that's a great play as well. Even though they were forced to surrender the net, they didn't panic. They just kind of dug it out, got that one extra ball back, and got back into position.
Great communication from Lambo and Granger. You could tell they've been playing together for a while. Any kind of high backhand. Not that, maybe Mitch Cannon was a great
Jeez,
shot
that's got
there.
some action on
Okay,
it.
and again, credit to Lambropoulos. When he sets up like that, it just looks like he's going to hit another overhead.
Well,
But
right,
then
because he
drops
took
it.
the last
Yep,
two and he cut
exactly.
him into the side
Yeah.
screen, and then he has the same setup.
Kind of set it up for him. Yep. Wow. Great return from Lambropoulos. Kind of surprised Gerber there. Thing dipped
coming
over
in
the net.
hot.
Yep. All right, so 15:40, another breakpoint opportunity here for Lambeau and the Grange Rover, as we like to call him. Nice. Inside the baseline. The Exmoor Capitans, what are they called? I'm sorry. Gate crashers?
Gators.
Gators, okay, sorry.
That's their swim team.
I didn't realize.
Oh, it is.
It is.
That's the first time we've ever.
I know, brought that
He
up.
wanted that one, and it bounced off the screen
That would have been
in a different angle than he was anticipating.
Yeah.
But he had already committed.
That almost was a Belleville bash or a Bucharest backlash. What do we call those?
I don't know. It's your name.
Okay.
What do we call those again?
Fair enough.
I don't know. You're the one that came up with
Fair
it.
enough. Let's
Bucharest backlash sounds good.
Let's go to our Romanian correspondent so we can
See if we can. Yeah.
Fortunately,
Oh, you know what?
Nice hands.
car
That
was
was
burgled
stylish.
on the way here.
It's a great dig.
A nice slick switch there from Granger and Lambeau. Oh yeah. Okay. Way to brace the camera, so to speak, Cal. That thing's
Yeah,
rock solid now.
We're starting to get a little corner shake because these guys have hit it like 5 times in
I
this
know, yeah.
last set. They have to tighten
Well,
it
it
up.
was
Good move.
It was a made going right to video a terror thriller before. We were doing kind of a
It's the thing where it
yeah.
splits into two.
Right.
it was like Blair
to
Witch
video.
Project 4.
Awesome.
And it was working though. I was kind of digging it.
All right, no ad point here.
No ad
Yep.
point. And once again, the serving team is the one that chooses the side, which, according to reports, Mike Raleigh being one of them. Look at this speed.
Nice dig.
Tanaka. Oh, you know
And then
what?
Alex comes up with
Lambeau is just,
another dagger.
Keeping the pressure on like that. No, Coach Raleigh was just saying, look, you get the advantage when you're the receiver. So let's give the advantage to the server by giving them the choice. I mean, I just thought it was creativity, but there's actually a heck of a lot of logic behind it that my simple mind just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, it does make it more. It does give it a little bit different dynamic, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Once again, if you just joined us, we are at Exmoor Country Club in lovely Highland Park, Illinois. I'm Sean Albrecht along with Matt McClure and Cal Noble for the men's team national. APTA Team Nationals, and this is the division from 0 to -5, -0.5.
Yeah, roughly in that range. I think that's how it's set up. There might be some
index.
people with a slightly lower PTI. If somebody like Graham McInerney was to be playing, I bet it's lower.
By the way,
Or,
you're not
Adam Morgan.
You're not seeing things. That is, it does kind of look like Andrew Ong for those of you who watch a lot of the streams from this, but that is not. That is, yeah.
No.
It's Mr. Tanaka. This is well.
Mitchell ramping up the speed, goes
was
big
just
serve
smart.
in right at the nick, and then starts bringing out some heavy rollers.
Only reason I'm saying this because apparently Andrew hurt himself. He was, I want to say, training for a marathon.
Really?
Yeah, and so he was doing a lot of running. I guess he hurt himself playing platform after a big run.
You know, that's unacceptable. Yeah,
I mean,
he can't be
just
messing around with.
indestructible.
He can't be messing around with running a marathon when he runs a marathon every time he gets on court.
Yes.
That's redundant.
Redundant.
Alex really feeling the groove on that. This little overhead he's got going here sets it up like he's going to slash it, opens the face up, and just kind of cuts it.
Yeah,
he doesn't even put that much spin on it.
He just got great
He just
touch.
finds
Yep.
a little angle
Look at that
to
kid.
it.
Oh my
Jeez,
God.
Mitch.
Granger. Wow. Putting it into seventh gear, getting over there to use the
Great roller. It just
Range Rover
slid down the side screen. Mitch turning around, digging it out.
Wow. Just seeing, we got Okay, so, and we will have, by the way, another match after this one. Not that this is over. There's some miscommunication. It's nice to know that they're human, these kids, these two, because they seem to be.
That was a
just in
great
sync the whole
return
time.
placement, right?
Oh, yeah.
Too far away for Alex to feel like he could go for it, but low enough where Mitch couldn't just dig it out at will. Get there. It's another great roller.
Oh,
Yeah.
attempted payback.
Nobu with the lob. He's got a really smooth backside, so to speak. I'm talking about the side back. I know, Cal. Screen lob.
I mean, you're
off the
not wrong.
backhand
It's
side.
technically called the backside
is, it
screen.
is.
There's, you're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
No.
let's
I've had a
see
little
what
work.
HR thinks
had
about
some-
that when you start telling people they have smooth backsides.
I've
Let's
been-
not ask Reddit, but I'm pretty
heard-
sure.
What
Oh,
a volley.
great hands.
Come on. Mitch just putting on a clinic
Yep.
with that inside-out volley. We got a replay on that one, Cal? No?
I felt like we were a little replay heavy already. So
I guess I just used to it. Sorry.
Cal's got a quota.
Yeah, that's right. We are working with union regulations here. We got all.
Alex
Anyway.
knows that's the one he wants, right? He hits those
For
two
sure.
lobs down the line. He gets a ball to come out high with pace, which
Yes.
is his comfort zone.
By the way, you're watching Nobu Tanaka and Randy Gerber on the near side here from Washington, D.C., participating in the festivities, if you will, here.
The festivities.
And then the far side, again, Alex Lambropoulos, who's receiving serve right now on the ad side, and Mitch Granger from the Chicago area.
Coming out of the deuce.
There we go. Is it 30s? Yeah, here
no,
we
I
go.
think it's sorry. It's
Are you sure?
40-15. I think that shot was out.
Okay. Just didn't hear that. Just hammered. But again, we're kind of in a warm weather situation where you hammer
You're
it.
going to have to let some returns go through.
For
It is
sure.
not going to be a situation where you can just hold your ground and make every volley.
No, it might actually behoove you to do that just because it is warmer weather. Ball's going to have coming off the back screen with a lot more energy. Probably won't have to move as much.
It's another one that's just all feel.
Oh yeah, that
Great
bit,
spot,
beautiful
yep.
shot. Nobu bringing the heat there. Snaps
another one.
That is
Yep.
a huge shot from Lambo. Come on.
Yep. Jason reminds us you got to be careful about hitting that overhead to the panel of death. You know,
Yeah,
if it goes to that second panel and doesn't have enough bite on it
Right.
to put somebody in the side screen, you're gonna it's
Awesome.
gonna come out heavy.
Skyhook tomahawk there.
It's a good hold.
Very good hold. So
Second most deceiving lead in paddle,
4-1.
Yeah.
right?
Other than 5-2, is that what you're
5-2 is the most, right? What's
5-2
the
is
most?
4-1 is the
5-2
most deceiving. 5-2 is the
We're
second.
being
Oh,
prompted
4-1
by
is the most.
Jason Love,
5-2
by
is
the way.
the second most. Okay.
Jason
Yeah.
would normally be on the live stream along with us, but he's actually,
He's gonna have to play.
talented enough to be out there.
He's been called up to the
Fortunately,
major
he
leagues.
was in a horrible car crash on the way here. Has been horribly disfigured, but he's gonna power through it and play his match.
You're just gonna continue with that
You're
one
just
until
gonna-
it works for you.
It's not even fair. He doesn't have a microphone. He can't even defend himself.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do fine. Who's your partner, by the way, Jay?
Harry Sullivan.
Harry Sullivan.
The
You guys be
Sulster.
good. Wow, you'd be a good team.
When Harry met Sullivan,
Harry never met a
Come on.
backhand he didn't like. I'll tell you that much. Guy's steady off
So-
that side. Could snap it. All right, so 30
Harry
love.
Sullivan's another one with great posture. He's really vertical.
You know what? I've lost the ability to even know what posture is. I've got so much of me in the front of me now.
Maybe
so
I just feel like that, maybe I just say that to everyone because I could just fall down randomly at any moment. Maybe that's
from a brain ache.
where it comes. Yeah, just from no reason. I don't even need a reason. Whoop, and I'm on the ground.
That's why they're so terrifying.
Yeah, when you're
Go.
as chubby as I am, it's posture.
Take.
It's not even posture anymore. Look at what hands there. Mitch feeling
that's
pretty
a sneaky
comfortable.
little backhand.
It was.
Crush it. Oh, he thought about it. It was high enough.
Oh,
Doink.
He's there. Another one maybe? No, almost.
Oh, he read it. I
Unbelievable.
like the thought. He maybe decided a little late that that was what he was going to try to do. It seemed like he was on the dead stretch. I don't know. He maybe even could have let that go and called for his partner to come help out
Exactly.
if it's high enough off the side screen.
A 40 love lead here.
or 15-30 or 30-15.
All right.
I missed one of the points because I was staring at
I think
Jason.
you're right though.
Well, only time will tell.
Once again, that is Alex's
hands.
ball. Well, let's find out
It's
here.
a good little
Will he
screen
announce it?
poke off of that.
So forth.
Tanaka didn't hit that hard. He just placed it so low.
Wow. Hammer
Yep,
ground
that's gonna get
strokes,
driven
just
right back, yep.
spectacular. Yeah, that's a staple of
Ground strokes.
Mitch's game at the net. He's got this. I mean, he can actually roll the ball up both sides, but he's got this really snap, look like that, with a huge amount of top on the forehand side, especially going inside out. That thing's dancing. That's
Nice.
things Ben Vereen out there. Things dancing around.
These guys do have pretty good ground strokes as well, but you know, I'm a big fan of the overhead smashes.
Nice cover. We're on a shot clock here, man. I'm going to say 80. Get out. Did that stay in?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
happened 3 times this point with great drives that they just let through and stayed at the service line.
Great lob.
Great dig. That's tough. The switch, yep.
The thing that would leave.
Wow, that's a great point. I think you're,
Unbelievable.
sensing that kind of do or die time from Gerber Tanaka.
Yep.
Right, and just that we got to grind some stuff out here and get some errors.
Well, like a little bit in the last match, if you're going to compete, you got to really hang, and you've got to stay pretty much as conservative as you can.
Or you
And-
got to
and look
wait
for
for
your-
your opponent
Exactly.
to pop their calf.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are your 2 primary modes of victory in the world of paddle. You got to really hang, or you got to okay, here comes an injury. Ooh, and he
Wow.
finds the nick.
That's going to put him up 5-1, no?
I believe so.
Or I was just
yeah.
saying now the score officially is 1-5. Randy Gerber to serve. Once again, you're
What time's
watching-
your match at, Jason?
He's next on.
Oh, on the live stream. We would. Yeah.
Oh,
Are you guys going to go immediately after? Get out of here.
Yeah.
roll
Not that we don't
out
love
through.
being here at Exmoor Country Club.
Way to
I
dig
say that
yourself
on
out of
the
that
air?
Oh,
one.
no, this is what Jason's talking about is that they're part of this match that's being played now, but there's no court available. So he would be the next match to go on after this, and then there would be the 4:30.
We're not doing that.
Cal. Wait, Cal, I don't remember you being designated the director yet.
Well, feel free to do it without
No,
me.
but it was super funny. We're not doing that. I think our only issue is that we do need to we'll check with tournament director Mike Raleigh to see what needs to happen, if the 4:30 start is a strict time or if that's like a floating target.
Well,
Like
plenty of daylight. Does not look like it's going to rain.
Actually,
Plenty of daylight.
it does look like it's going to rain, but it's not going to.
No, it's not
It's just
gonna.
been overcast all
doesn't.
day.
Right. It doesn't.
So,
All
poor
right,
choice
fine,
of words.
fine.
And we've got plenty of
Thanks,
daylight
Cal.
and lights.
I don't know about
so that's
that.
a double
I think
bonus.
True.
I don't think it really looks like it just looks overcast.
Light might
to
not
me.
be an issue tonight on the paddle courts. All right, important point here to get them to the
Stay
most
alive.
The
So
most
second
deceiving, the
most
second most deceiving lead in paddle. 4-1, 5-2. If you can't tell by, never mind.
What was that, Cal?
Nice get. Of all the players that I enjoy watching on the paddle court,
Mitch
I think
Granger.
that Alex Lambropoulos looks the most calm. Just his facial expression never changes. Like, he moves plenty, right? He's got a lot of activity and he's got great footwork, but in any given moment, there's not a change in expression on his face while he plays. He's a stone cold killer out there.
I feel like I've seen him smile before.
No, not during the point. Just wide.
All right. If this is no ad, I think this is a match point. Am I wrong, guys? Or did I misspeak again, Cal?
No, I think you're.
There was some discussion
Hey.
there as to what the deal is with that last call, if it hit the line or not.
Did they-
we
they
may or
Definitely
may
gave
not.
it, no,
okay.
they definitely gave it to Granger because he was talking about he could have called the other one out.
Okay.
Alex hitting the life alert button there.
Not a sponsor.
No.
Just to be clear.
But we do advocate its use.
Yet. Not a sponsor yet.
Cutter.
It's tough. Tanaka and Gerber have been hitting fantastic shots.
Oh. He read it, and then he got a little too fancy with
I almost
it.
think Nobu moving in might have
It
influenced
added
that
a
one.
little bit of pressure, but I
Yeah.
also think that I think Alex was upset partially because
If Jason's just standing here,
I think Alex was a little upset there partially because he could have just hit the volley right back at his feet while he was closing.
I don't think
And
there's any
it
question. Jay, you think so
wouldn't
too?
have had as much risk.
Could have had.
I think Alex suffers from the problem that not a lot of people have, where he has so many options. He can hit any
Yeah,
shot
right,
at any
that's a good
time.
point.
Do I cut it? Do I drop it? Do I roll it? Do I
Right.
stuff it?
Do I go inside out
Yeah.
forehand flick volley? That's what he picked.
Yeah.
And then he regretted it.
Immediate regret is what I'm very familiar with that concept. Immediate regret.
Immediate
And,
regret?
yes, yeah.
That's just after we eat it fat.
Chub chub.
Oh.
Well, I feel chub when I get out of fat is what it is.
I love that we all finish each other's sentences, because that joke was definitely coming when
Yeah.
it was you and me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, the one-hand topspin
Somebody's gonna
roller
cover it. Yep.
from the
Doink.
Grange Rover, that was awesome.
Range Rover.
Nobu keeping on the forehand side. He's walking a mile for that thing to touch. Good hustle from Randy Gerber
The
there.
fadeaway cutter by
Yeah.
Lambo.
Yeah, he's won several points with that. He's really feeling comfortable at the net in this match.
He plays with such a loose wrist.
Yep.
Oh, he went after it.
But he had to go for it. Inside the service line, short
Yep.
lob.
Yeah.
Those are the clear-cut cutter fest rules.
Stepping forward, able to plant his feet.
Yeah.
Let's call it Love 30.
Thanks for changing that there, Cal.
I think that's what happens when you lose the first two.
A little jumping
All
fadeaway
right, here
first
we do
volley.
have. Yes.
You know, this is why this is the second most deceptive
Exactly.
scoring paddle right here.
I was going to wait to see what happened with this
Oh,
point
it's a
before I
great
called
serve.
it.
And
Second
Nobu
most
just
deceptive
handling
lead
it.
in paddle is absolutely 5-2.
You don't see many people go for the hard
No.
Nick serve on the ad side as a
No.
righty.
Mitch has been doing it a few times in this match.
Oh, God. He
well,
walked that
and
one
they
off,
He
too.
did.
There might have been a smile by Lambo that time.
Yeah, there was
Might have been a little
definitely
smirk.
a little movement of his upper lip. I could
Wow.
tell.
And again, another no ad. Am I wrong?
Is that a fault?
Yeah, I think he thought it might
Yeah.
have been.
No, I guess not. Yeah, it is. That was,
Yep,
that was a no
yep,
ad.
okay. So 5-3.
5-3.
Now, fun fact: 5-3 is the third most deceptive lead in the entire game of paddle.
Mathematically speaking.
Yes. Yeah. So you got to watch out for that.
Well, let's give, you know what, let's give
Because
total
you're at
credit.
5-3 and you feel like you're way ahead.
Total credit to Nobu Tanaka and Randy Gerber to climb back in.
Yes,
They
absolutely
pretty much
tightened it up.
Yeah, absolutely locked it down a little more, and was able to kind of, put some pressure on Alex and Mitch, and they were successful a couple games in a row. Next thing you know, it's a new ball game here, and they got some momentum.
Less errors from the net, for sure, and a little bit better decision making from the backcourt, and all of a sudden there's some pressure on the leaders.
And, wise man once told me, hey, it's one thing to win a game, it's another one to close out a set, or a match for that matter. You could have all the momentum in the world, but it's just difficult sometimes. Those last 4 points, or even the last point period, can just be difficult to come by. So,
Well, and look, Alex is activating a little bit. You can see by his feet, his footwork there.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe got a little casual,
Back in. Yeah,
little complacent.
Yeah.
flippant.
And hoping that they were going to give it to him, kind of thing.
Yes.
You can see in that point there when they were playing attacking his corner, he just kind of got those feet moving.
Yep.
Stepped into a little more aggressive position.
And that is one of the tougher things to manage in the world of paddle, is that you do get out to a lead and you feel like, well, we've got the momentum. These guys are just going to, maybe they'll stretch too much and overplay and just give us these last few points. And if they say, no, we're going the opposite, we're just not going to make any mistakes, it is hard to close out.
Yeah, and I think more so than tennis, right? In paddle,
Yes.
the fine line between playing too fast and too slow.
Correct.
Whereas now he steps it up a little bit, and look, you can see the dynamic has changed.
Absolutely.
There, and again, look, his move into the court caused maybe an error there.
All right, 30s.
And again, that is Tanaka, not Andrew Ong, but my phone's been blowing
I
up.
was going to say a thing.
My phone's been blowing up.
Was saying,
Yeah.
you
Thought
you
Andrew
spin
was
it
on our
damage,
team.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because Andrew has sustained an injury. He's out, so it couldn't be. It'd be funny if he was left-handed, though, and then he would just say, Andrew's just playing with left hand. You can get away with it. But, so
Deuce, server's choice.
here we go. Another match point here. I guess potential, but technically it is.
This is high
Goes
pressure.
either way.
Oh,
Tanaka with a solid first
So that's
serve going
it. That
wide,
was
feeding
a
the
match
beast.
point versus staying alive, and they were able to fight it off.
That's
so
right.
3 games in a row here from Gerber Tanaka.
And I love the gamesmanship, right? Like you guys know, it's all mental stuff with me a lot of the time. And I hate to say it, but Mitch is a friend, but he's had a couple return errors, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so regardless of the situation, I'm picking to serve against that guy, or whomever's feeling a little bit more up and down.
For sure, the staying alive and to continue with the Bee Gees theme. How deep is the love on the side of the? I'm just kidding. Gerber and Tanaka. Let's just see how far they'll go. 5-4 all of a sudden. And yeah, it's. I tell you what. It's difficult to use another analogy to stop the bleeding sometimes when you do feel like something is kind of all this the air's been let out of the tires a little bit, and you feel like you got to right the ship. Boy, I'm just using every analogy I could think of. Right? Just shut me off.
You're correct, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
just
That's
found
tough.
the nick there with that roller. Did Ranger over?
I liked his combo there. I mean,
So did
maybe
I.
hit a couple there were a little too hard, too fat, if you will, fat. But I think that combo of making a move to the middle, out back to the hole.
nice
it's a beautiful
return. Yeah, ever since that point at 4-1, that Sean, you made comment of like, well, this is what 80 or 90 ball rally, and Gerber Tanaka just refused to make an error, and eventually there was an overhead mistake from Granger Lambropoulos. That was sort of the momentum shift of what we're seeing
Coach,
now.
you're absolutely right. We got finally a 30-love lead here.
It's so easy to see and feel the
Stayed
momentum shifts
in.
in the
Gerber
booth.
just got that forehand.
Oh, great
what
move by
a
Alex.
volley from
Great
Alex.
choice not to bail.
was.
Just hang
It
in there.
was. Well, you know what they say sometimes? It's kind of like this. If you didn't bail, hey, maybe you probably should have bailed. But then if you had a great shot like that, hey, great job not bailing there. I'm not saying that you're always like that, but I always get that
We've
from
got
people that
a
are like, I thought I was
triple
supposed to bail.
match point.
Two wrongs make a right.
Exactly.
It's a tough
Was
one.
that in there?
I think so.
I think it was.
Okay, yeah, I think so. It was good. Because they're not shaking hands or anything.
I think he just kind of got caught up almost.
Yep. All right, 40-15, double match point. You can win 2 matches with this. No, I'm just kidding.
Wouldn't that be great?
Would that be cool?
Good move.
I like the idea.
I do too. Make him get off his spot.
Yep. Well, that's got a
Oh,
looper. That's
wow.
like an EFIS ball from the old 60s, like a 60s picture. Things like 10 feet in the air and it's 20 miles an hour. That's amazing. Good coverage from, again, handcuffing him. Tanaka with that huge forehand. Another match point here. Tanaka and Gerber fighting off, 2, 3, 5 of them so far, maybe?
Yep.
At least.
Oh, there it is.
I don't think they're getting that one.
Jeez, that's
it
great.
I don't
is.
think they're getting that one.
Man, well played by both teams. Our Chicago team
Connection.
here prevailing on this side against
2 and 4.
the Washington team. Good match. Well played. A little ebb and flow of momentum shifting. It's a good
no
one.
doubt.
We've got another one coming up after this. We are going to try to bring you the Jason Love match by popular demand, but we got to clear it with tournament
We're just
director.
calling it the Jason Love match. There are 3 other guys
Can-
out
can
there,
we
but
not?
it really doesn't,
It doesn't
matter.
matter. It doesn't matter. It's the Jason Love match. And but we're going to check tournament
no
director
pressure.
and be right back. Worst
Yes.
case scenario, we are back at 4:30
Right.
with our highlight match. That's
Please
where
stay
everybody
tuned.
starts
We're-
to
despite our commentary, please stay
come
tuned.
out and get rowdy. We will see you soon.
You bet.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute is the best choice for orthopedic care. Our walk-in ortho access clinics provide treatment by orthopedic specialists without a trip to the ER. With evening and weekend hours, we provide your family with excellent care when it matters most. Visit ibji.com to find an ortho access immediate care clinic near you.
At Volley, we build tools to unlock your potential. The new Volley PTI feature breaks down your game like never before. Ever wondered, which partner has impacted my PTI the most? What's our win percentage as the favorite or underdog? Do I perform differently in 2 or 3 set matches? Now, it's all at your fingertips. The PTI tool is free to everyone. Download the Volley app today and level up your game. We'll see you on the court.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust, different approach, better results.